Welcome back. You made it. Day 2 of our 7 at 7. And today we're going to build on our foundations from yesterday and include not just the diaphragmatic low belly breath, but look at sectional breathing and how that can help us to expand and feel a bit more bigger in the world, creating more room to breathe, more space for ourselves. So you know what to do. Get ready. Again, you're welcome to come to the floor for this one, or if you prefer to sit up, absolutely. If you are sitting on the floor, I'd recommend that you have a blanket or a pillow or maybe even a bolster or meditation cushion, something to lift your hips. Anything at all will do, even a yoga block or a big book, an encyclopedia. But welcome, I will be coming back down to the floor and you are welcome to join me there. Let's get started. I'm Claire, this is Maisie, and we're going to do some nice breathing. So today, what I want to do is to build on what we were doing yesterday. And if you've missed yesterday's video, don't worry, we'll cover it. We're going to start again with bringing the hands and placing them on the low belly. And we're going to take a moment to just watch what happens. So an invitation to close your eyes and to just start to check in with what you feel with your breath. The natural breath, it's always there. And if you have thoughts like, oh, my breath is too fast, or it's not good, or anything else, then just notice that it's curious and give yourself a chance. Know that your breath is doing its best for you and let yourself just be. See if you can settle into watching the breath. And again, I'm hoping that you will start to feel this little movement in the belly as you come to this position. If you're sitting in the chair, the same thing, hands on the belly, and just encouraging a little bit of a slower exhale and feeling a movement of that low belly as you breathe in. Now you can put your hands anywhere you like, but I'm inviting the hands there to help us to bring awareness into that area. So now, as you continue to breathe there, we're going to do 3 intentional diaphragmatic breaths. So as you exhale, exhaling slowly, and as you inhale, creating a big roundy belly, breathing down and feeling the belly expand and the hands move away from each other. And continuing for 2 more breaths with that. Exhaling, feel the navel draw in, maybe draw the belly in a little to exaggerate. And as you inhale again, sending that breath down. This is very easy for you. Send it down into the pelvic floor as well. Not sure what that means, don't worry about it. And then 1 more belly breath there. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And then letting go of any effort you're making and coming back to just experiencing the natural breath. Now from here, we're going to gently move the hands up. I know this might feel strange, but to place the hands onto the rib cage. So bringing your hands onto the sides or just the front of the rib cage. And as you do that, you might be aware, especially if you take a deeper breath, you might be aware of movement in the ribs. And we're going to spend the next 3, maybe 4 breaths breathing intentionally into the ribs. So what I want you to do is to see if you can, as you inhale, expand the ribs as though they were an accordion. And as you exhale, there's just gentle contraction of those little muscles between the ribs. Feel the ribs draw in. And it won't be as big of a feeling as the belly breath, but that's okay. Breathing into the rib cage, the side body. Breathing out, feeling that contraction. And doing 1 more of those in your own time. Hopefully, this is called sectional breathing. We're doing different sections. The belly breath, the rib cage breath. And now we're going to take the hands, so we're back to the natural breath for a moment, and then taking the hands up, right up at the chest, so just underneath the collarbones. And what I want you to do is with one or both hands just touching the bottom of the collarbones. Again, feel if you feel any movement there. And this is a smaller area and it might be harder to feel, so don't worry if you don't feel any big movement. The belly is the easiest part. But we're going to see if we can, as we inhale, increase the space in the chest. And as we exhale, feel the chest relax. And I'd encourage you to allow the breath to go into the ribs as well as you do this. Breathing into the ribs and the chest, expanding, and breathing out, letting go. Maybe one or two more of those in your own time. And if you feel a little bit more, you may feel, some people may experience a little bit of anxiety breathing into the upper chest and not breathing into the belly. And that's a normal reaction in our nervous system. When we breathe up to the very middle of our chest is when we're often stressed. So the belly breaths are calming. Breathing shallow breaths into the chest is actually a little bit stressful. So reassuring yourself that everything is fine, feeling the ground at your back and letting go of that practice. And now we're going to do sectional breathing, where we breathe into the different sections one at a time. See how you get on with that. So again, we'll start with the belly. If you like, you can bring a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest for this. You can leave the hands down altogether, or you can place them, onto the belly or the chest, up to you. And what we're going to do is, the next time that you exhale really fully, and then inhale to the tummy, pause for a second, the rib cage, pause, and then the upper chest. You can sip another sip of breath in. When you get to the very top of the breath, you're going to exhale from the tummy, pause if you can, the rib cage, pause, and the upper chest. And don't worry if you didn't get that, it's a lot at the start. We're inhaling to the belly, pause, the rib cage, pause, the upper chest, and pause, and exhaling from the belly, pause, the rib cage, and finally the upper chest. With those little pauses in the middle, if you can. Inhale into the belly, and pause, the rib cage, and the upper chest. And then you're exhaling from the belly, pause, the rib cage, and the upper chest. Okay, can you repeat that yourself? Breathing into the belly, pause, the rib cage, pause, and the upper chest. Exhaling from the belly, pause, the rib cage, pause, and the upper chest. If you're having trouble with the pauses, don't worry. I know it takes a lot of concentration, but really trying to train ourselves to breathe more fully and expand. That's our theme for today. Have another go on your own one more time. And then the next time that you breathe in, breathing into the belly again, the rib cage, and the upper chest. And then slowly breathing out from the belly, the rib cage, and the upper chest. So like a complete flow of breath. Inhaling, complete yogic breath, belly, ribs, upper chest, and exhaling, belly, ribs, upper chest. Two more like that. Inhaling to the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest, and exhaling from the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest. And then one more breath in your own time. And when you get to the end of this one, just letting go of the effort you're making, allowing your breath to still be long and deep and steady. but without concentrating so much on where exactly the breath is going. Just experiencing lovely, long, deep breaths. Super. And now thinking about where in your day could you find a little space to do some of these lovely, long, deep breaths? Where in your day do you feel a little bit tight or restricted for space or time or energy? And what would happen if you brought, say, 6 breaths into one of those spaces? You can breathe at between, I think it's 6 to 10 breaths a minute. So imagine in 1 minute the difference it would make to just have those slower, deeper breaths, to just come back to yourself. And again, I invite you to stay longer here doing your own breathing, or to start to bring some movement in. Day 2 in the bag, we're going to rub the hands together, maybe place them onto the eyes and blink open the eyes if the eyes are closed. If you're lying down and you're coming up, I'd invite you to roll to the side and support yourself with your arms. And thank you again for coming here and taking this time out of your busy morning. I'm wishing you have a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of our 7 at 7. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace,